Hello. I am live. Welcome to my channel. So let's see who comes in on this impromptu live stream. I just had some thoughts that I wanted to share with you all. So as you come in, if you are joining in on YouTube, hit the thumbs up for me, right? YouTube loves that algorithm. So make sure you hit the thumbs up. Same thing on Facebook. Hit like and share, right? Hit like and share. Periscope, tap those hearts, right? Show some digital love on Periscope and invite your followers, right? So if you are new to my live stream, I am known as the Queen of Credit because of the results that I get in the credit and credit world. We got Jesus, and let me put my timer on, right? The 5 minutes of fame. Let's share that. We got Jesus, aka Martin, says he's the first from the 313. So let's share the 5 minute countdown clock. Just something that I do to allow people to come in and say hello the first 5 minutes of the live stream. So if you're watching the replay, and you don't want to go through the 5 minutes of fame, just go ahead and skip forward, right? So we got the Phoenix 33. Good afternoon, you all. Good afternoon. Hello, Brit. Brit says hello. So you all hit the thumbs up for me, right? Afternoon to you. I think it's Fronte or Front Unito or Fronte, right? Probably missed that name up, but hello. Nice profile picture, by the way. Martin is in the house, but Martin Jesus said he was the first, right? So first from the 313. As this gets started, and as the 5 minutes of fame of people still coming in, Jesus, since you are from Cali, right, California, I also heard that California $300 unemployment ends. I think is it next week, right? But they are extending that unemployment to the regular unemployment for 59 weeks. So have you heard that in California, Jesus? Hello, Dave Sincere. Hello, thanks for tuning in from Atlanta, ATL. Hope everything is going great there. A lot of business partners from that area, from the ATL. So hello, Dave Sincere. Hello, my king is God on Periscope. First time live. Thank you so much for joining in live. Also from Atlanta. We got two people from the ATL in. Periscope from Atlanta. My king is God. I think I said that wrong. And Dave Sincere from Atlanta. Thank you for tuning in on Periscope. Miss Jess said, hey, y'all. Hello from Houston, Texas, right? The dirty South, as we call it, the southern part of states. And let's go right into the live stream as you all are tuning in. I'm going to hop on the 300 unemployment payment is over first, as you all are saying hello. And then we will discuss the 4 type of people who seek credit repair and or restoration. We got Willie in from Boston. Hello, Willie from Boston. I'm glad you're joining in the Credit and Cash Flow Room. And let me make my affirmation, right? I haven't made my Jesus said he saved your spot. I haven't made my affirmation that many times on my pre live stream. So I'm attracting people who are creative, right? Not critical or complainers, who hustle versus hate, and who is seeking to use their credit to invest and not get in debt, right? I flipped that one up. I added that one too. So people who are creative, right, versus critical, who hustles versus hate, and people who want to use their credit to invest, right, and not get in debt, as we have 68 seconds and clicking. You're right, Jesus. Again, YouTube love that algorithm. So you all hit the like button to notify more people that I am live right now. Also, back to what I was saying earlier, Queen of Credit, I help people go from bad to good credit, from good to great credit, and to revision their credit to invest, right? Restore, repair, and revision their credit to invest, right? To get cash flow and assets versus purchasing liabilities or consumer debt and getting in debt. So we have Cliff. Hello, Cliff from Los Angeles, right? Los Angeles. What happened to our LA Lakers on last night, right? LA Lakers didn't pull it through, but man, what an exciting game that was. That was a very, very exciting game. Yes, we have 10 seconds. So 5 minutes of fame ends in 5, 4, 3, 2, time. So if you come in later on, as I got some more comments. Hello, spiritual man. Spiritual man, I forgot your city and state. Some people I know by heart. But hello on the scope, on Periscope. Hello, hello, hello. The topic of today is the four types of people who seek credit repair and restoration, and also the $300 stimulus. $300 unemployment ends for many states, and no stimulus, right? It does not look like the stimulus will come anytime soon. However, billionaires, right? Although we have consumers that's seeking the $1,200 stimulus, we have billionaires that's receiving much, much, much more from the government, right? So many billionaires have been made over these last, or people have increased their wealth to billionaire status over the last couple of months. So I may touch that topic just a little bit, but let's, since we got Cali in the house, I start because California is one of those states that ends the $300 unemployment payment soon. So let's get into that. It's over in many states with a glimmer of hope for more funds. So not sure if the stimulus will give more funds, what will happen, right? We do know that the dollar is depreciating in its purchasing power. The more money or the more debt that our United States corporation prints or give out to bailouts to big businesses, and give the $1,200 chump change to the consumers, right? The more the dollar crashes and less purchasing power that it has. So the extra $300 unemployment payment is over in some states. The bonus money referred to the lost wage assistance was a temporary Band-Aid, right? From the executive memo, President Donald Trump in the CARES Act. So on Friday, that this has appears that he changed his mind once again. President Trump, he tweeted that he's ending any further talks until November. Then some more talks came about on yesterday, so it doesn't look like this stimulus is going to pass. So states that have already or were already exhausted the $300 bonus by the federal or FEMA, Federal Emergency Management Agencies, they won't be able to continue to provide those additional funds for the unemployment benefits until another stimulus is passed, right? So we got these states that cannot, it ends, and I told you all in September that it would end in October, right? So what states are ending the $300? Initially, it stated that it was trying to be 400, right? Never did get to the 400, I think, in some states, but these are the states that's ending. Again, I know California is on the list. Many of these states were only on a 6-week time period. Anyway, right? So here are the states that announced the end of the bonus. We have big Texas. The first one listed, right? Utah, Iowa, Florida, California, Arizona, Alabama, Georgia, Montana, North Carolina, Tennessee, Louisiana. You all pray for Louisiana and some parts of my state as well, Mississippi, another hurricane, but I think it's between the category 2 and 3 now as it hit landfall. So Louisiana has been greatly affected by this hurricane season, right? Just had one 6 weeks ago. So, and now unemployment is ending, or the $300, the federal assistance, right, is ending. West Virginia, Oklahoma, Idaho, New Hampshire, and Missouri. So when you all come in, this is usually why I do the 5 minutes of fame at the beginning of my live stream, because I want to know what state you're from and if any of these changes in our economy will directly affect you. So if you're in this state and you are, or any of these states and you're a recipient, then just know that may be ending with at the end of next week. And so, make your adjustments, do your due diligence. However, the regular unemployment, I know for California, will continue on up to 59 weeks, right? Just not that federal assistance, right? So let's get into the second topic, right? It's just a public service announcement. My second topic is the 4 people, right? The 4 people who seek credit repair and credit restoration, right? The 4 types of people who seek credit repair and credit restoration. Now, person number one may be a person that just wants to buy something, right? They're trying to make a purchase. They want another vehicle, right? And for whatever reason, they need one. The old one is not operable. They want to make a purchase, right? Or they may want to get approved to get to a better housing situation, a condo, or they might want to purchase a house, right? So you have your type 1 person who wants credit repair and or restorations to buy something. They looking to make a purchase, right? Then you have your type 2 person. Now, let me go back to type 1. Now, type 1 person, in times past, right, before we are approaching new credit score changes through FICO 10, the type 1 person who wanted credit repair or restoration to purchase something within the next 30 to 60 days, for those people, adding or purchasing or investing in authorized trade lines, also known as AU, right, which means they are added to someone else's credit card and they indirectly, right, they don't get use of the credit card, but they indirectly will have that person's credit history, right, from that credit card. So that's one of the powers of credit cards, that you cannot use any other tool of credit to do to help a person increase their credit score. So if they found someone, and sometimes they would pay a company to establish this setup for them, that had preferably a lengthy, good history payments of credit cards, right? Meaning never late, always paid on time, always paid as agreed, right? No 30-day late, 60 or 90. And their payment history could report on your credit profile, which means within the 2 years, right? You want that good payment history, at least within a 2-year window, and you want a low balance on the credit card, right? Maybe, for example, if it's a $5,000 credit card, you will want that balance to be at least $1,000 or below. If it's a $10,000 credit card, right? A 10% rule, $1,000 or below, or is zero, right? Or anything owed on the card, but you do want some activity. So these people would either ask someone within their family to be added, also called piggybacking, as an authorized user, so you can inherit indirectly, right? That's why I believe credit is generational wealth, because you can inherit and pass it on, just like the reversal, right, of debt can be generational curse, right? So I believe that credit, right, when passed on in a positive way, is generational blessings, or pass on generational wealth, and debt, when used in a reversal, can pass on generational curses, right, or bad credit or bad debt, right? And so that will oftentimes, however, these are AUs are being added as an authorized user, right? You would only stay on the account for maybe 1 to 2 months, right? If it's not your family member and you pay the company, they may keep you as that client's authorized user for 30 to 60 days. So this is usually for people, type 1 person who wants to make a purchase within 30 to 60 days, because once that person is removed, if they purchase through a business, their credit score will drop back to its original state. So that's not really a credit repair status or a credit repair move. It's more so like a temporary band-aid or temporary fix in order to just temporarily give that person some extra points on their credit score, so they can qualify, maybe points wise, to make whatever purchase they're trying to make within the next 30 to 60 days. Good. Hello, Alicia. Thanks, Jesus, for welcoming her. Now, type 2 person is a person that has just demolished their credit, right? They need just a total credit makeover, a total credit sweep, right? They have many negative items reporting. That won't work for them, even adding them as authorized user, because they have so many negatives, right? And now in this situation, the type 2 person would need primary trade lines, right? Because they probably, once they get all the negatives deleted or removed, right, they would need some type of positive reporting to report on their credit report, because it would probably almost look as if a clean slate, because what this profile looks like from the type 2 person is just mainly made up of negative items. And especially if this person has a bankruptcy, chapter 7 bankruptcy, which is scheduled to remain on that person's credit report for up to 10 years, right? So this person, type 2 person, is just wanting to improve their credit situation. They're not looking for a purchase, right? They're tired of paying the banks, high interest rates. They may want to get some things refinanced and revamped and revision, and they need credit repair and credit restoration, right? So the first scenario was just a repair scenario, right? Just add me on like you would a vehicle, right? If a part is has gone out or is not working, you take that part out, right? And you just replace it with a new part, right? Easy fix. You just add on, take out, and add on something new. This type 1, type 2 person, you have to take out the non-working parts or the bad reporting on their credit report and add new, fresh reporting as well, and to restore them into a situation in which their credit is now operable and working in their favor, right? Because remember, type 1 person, they won't be totally restored because their credit will report back to its original state after they have been dropped as an authorized user for maybe 1 or 2 months or 30 to 60 days. Hello, Sheldon Matis Ministries. Hello, hello, hello. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you so much. And so that's the difference between repair and restoration. See, repair can be a quick fix, right? Doesn't have to be permanent. It could be a quick fix. It can be a new add-on or a new addition, right? And let me go back and rephrase what I said earlier, because also repair doesn't necessarily have to mean that you take out a bad part, like a vehicle scenario or or example, and you replace it with a new part, right? You could just be adding on something new, adding on something new to make the old work a little better, right? And so that's repair. Repair can be a quick fix, but it also can be a temporary fix. Restoration involves repair and removing negatives and adding positive. So you may get to a point where you have to add primary trade lines, right? Primary trade lines. All-in-one Johnson, my credit consulting services is all dependent on each client's personal credit situation, meaning that everyone's credit score is different, right? Everyone's credit profile is different, and the type of work that is needed for everyone's credit is different. And so, as a result, it is my personal belief that everyone's pricing should mimic or should match or should mirror the amount or the condition of the credit that has to be done to get it to the repair or restoration process, right? So I give customized analysis. You can go to my website. It's at the bottom of flashing or strolling on the bottom of the screen, www.fixmycreditandcash.com. And the credit analysis or credit audit is just to give you a detailed explanation, also a credit education report that will break down exactly what accounts that needs to be disputed under FICO, right? FICO certified consulting advice, right? And what I mean by FICO is Fair Isaac Corporation. Those are your true credit score. That's what the banks and lenders will look at. So you want a FICO analysis, a FICO explanation of what needs to be done according to FICO, right? Because a lot of people post their Credit Karma scores or results, but that's not what the banks and lenders use, right? I'm pretty sure you heard this many times. You go to your bank or your credit union and they pull your credit score and you say, well, Credit Karma says I have a 762 credit score, and you're about 100 points different from what they're telling you. And the bank or lender or credit union may say, well, you're showing that you have a 662 because that's a Vantage score, right? It's not the FICO score, right? And if anyone wants to know your true credit score, go to the website www.myfico. I'll put this in myfico.com. If you just want to know the score that most and many of your banks and lenders use, hello, hon, hello to you. So it's myfico.com. And this is why people that if you have an Experian account, for example, a free account with Experian, your Experian score will look higher than your Credit Karma score right now, right? Because Experian is FICO 8 scoring model, and Credit Karma is Vantage score, but Credit Karma in preparation to prepare for the new credit changes under FICO 10 model added or changed its algorithm in its scoring model to calculate more of what FICO 10 will look like, right? Once it's fully implemented. Right now, it's just at phase 1, which means it just looks at your resilience index score, which means your income status and your ability to repay. So you have a resilience score right now that banks or lenders are using. That was the first phase of the FICO 10. So if you don't know what I mean when I say FICO 10, just go to my channel, type in FICO 10. I explain about FICO 10. But that's the step to get started with me, so you will know because a lot of people, when they try to do or attempt to repair their own credit, they'll just take any accounts that's showing negative and try to dispute them. And that's the worst thing you can do. A lot of people began poking a sleeping bear, right? In other words, you awaken dead and dormant accounts by disputing them on your credit report or profile when you should not be doing it, right? there's only a certain time frame of items that's actually calculated into your score that's determining its credit score or factor at that time, and those are the only items that you should focus on. So it's a complete breakdown of that, a complete breakdown of credit education, and a complete breakdown of what needs to be done, and then an ongoing quote to continue to work with me to actually get those things done, right? Mar said it's vice versa for him. His credit karma is higher than experience. Okay. But for some people, including myself, my experience is much higher than my credit karma. But just note that Equifax and TransUnion are only reported on credit karma. So your credit karma may not, or TransUnion Equifax may not have all the accounts that Experian have, right? All three credit agencies like McDonald's, Burger King, and Wendy's, they're all different and they're all three big businesses. So there may be a reason why your credit karma is higher, because you may have more positive accounts reporting on TransUnion Equifax that may not be reporting on Experian, or you may have a negative account, reporting on Experian that's not necessarily reporting on Equifax and TransUnion, or vice versa. So that's your type 2 person. So that person will need negative items removed, but once it's removed, they don't have anything reporting. So they will have to add primary trade lines. Your type 1 person would need AU trade lines, right? And then you have the type 3 person, right? These are the people I really wish, I guess, they would do more with their credit. They're the ones who have a 750 or 800 credit score, or maybe they have the perfect 850, right? And they want their credit score for bragging rights, right? They want to say, hey, I have an 823 credit score. I have an 830 credit score. I have an 800 credit score. And they want that for bragging rights, right? They don't need any repair, restoration. They just want to be able to say, I'm in an 800 club. Now, there's nothing wrong with that, except this, the most that these people do with their credit, right, is buy a house, maybe to live in, right? These are higher income, middle class type people, and the lower middle echelons, working middle class, right? They may have a house that they're living in versus renting, and they own vehicles, right? All of which are depreciated assets. And so, thank you, Jesus. Yes, fix my credit and cash. Thank you, Jesus. And so this is the most that these people do with their credit, right? They have a couple of credit cards that they've had for years, because you have to have years of good paying or long history, right? And this is why credit cards is the best for building credit, because usually your credit card accounts stay open for as long as you are paying them in good standing and using them. They can stay open until you're 18 years of age, until your last day on this earth. As long as it's good standing and payment history is 35% of your credit score. So that's why a lot of people that get credit cards at the age of 18 and keep these credit cards are often in the 800 credit score club or higher, because they have long history reporting. When you pay off a vehicle loan or a personal loan, right, there may be a 3 or 5 year time frame, but credit cards allow you, as long as the company keeps the accounts open, you pay them in good standing, you don't request them to be closed, to create a 35% makeup. And usually everyone that has an 800 score or higher has long, lengthy credit card history, 5 years or more. That's why it's so damaging to your credit score when Dave Ramsey suggested that you cut up and stop using your credit card. However, if you have people that's not disciplined with credit cards, then this may be the strategy that they need to take, right? So, however, if you are disciplined with credit cards, keep them open. People want to have the bragging rights, but they only use their credit to purchase liabilities like a house, right? A house is a liability. And if you keep a 15 or 30-year mortgage, you're going to pay double for that house for the amount of loan, principal amount of balance of the loan that you receive from the bank if you pay that regular as schedule and do nothing. And I'm not talking about refinancing, right? I'm talking about using velocity banking, which is the concept or the strategy of taking credit cards, right? Which is a line of credit cards with simple interest to attack or pay into the principal interest of a mortgage debt, because a mortgage debt is amortization interest, which means that the interest of the loan is already calculated in for a third of the loan upfront, unlike credit cards, in which the interest of the loan is only calculated if a remaining balance is left on the credit card account at the end of the billing cycle, right? So in other words, if you pay off your balance in full before the end of the billing cycle for that month, you will have no interest applied to your credit cards, right? Doesn't matter if you agree to have a 7% APR or a 15% APR. If you pay those balances in full off every month and use your credit card like you would a debit card that's attached to a banking account, no interest will be assessed or charged to you. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Andrew. So you want to make sure, again, you hit the thumbs up and hit like and hit share. Okay, Mark said he meant just the opposite. Okay. And I want to take out the time to thank Martin and Jesus for making, and Jesus, especially moderator, for helping me out so much on the channel and greeting you all and just being a great support to me and the channel and the vision. So thank you so much, because you all are my two regulars, and you all really, really have my back, and you help me to communicate and to catch all the comments that maybe I can't catch because I'm trying to, keep my train of thought. So thank you all. Thank you both so much. So this is your type 4 type person. Your type 4 type person is the person that I love, right? Not that I don't like the other three, right? Everybody has their place. But this is the type person that has the vision, right? The #1 best-selling book on banking or money management or prosperity says without a vision, right, people perish, right? Meaning they don't do much in life. They don't prosper. They don't excel to the highest level that they can in life. And so my type 4 type person, this person said, Queen, I want to use my credit to invest, right? I want to use the bank's money to make more money. And I want to get business credit. And I understand that I have to use or leverage my personal credit, but I want to invest, and I want to invest in cash flowing assets, right? Things that bring me cash either on a daily or a monthly or a regular time schedule, right? Now, I love my gold. I love my physical gold and silver, but those are not cash flowing assets. Those are capital gains assets, meaning that once it reaches its peak price, in which I want to resell, I want to resell for a return on my investment higher than the purchase, right? Then I get capital gains returns, right? But gold and silver, which is real money, is not a cash flowing asset though, right? Even though it is an asset, right? It is an asset. So these type people, right, want to use their credit. They want to leverage their credit to have cash flow in their life because they understand cash flow is king, right? Cash flow is king. They also understand that cash is depreciating and that if they don't get cash flowing assets, right, one cash flowing asset that can pay you on a regular basis is credit cards, right? If you get the right cashback rewards credit cards and use them responsibly like a debit card, you can get cashback rewards in terms of cash on a monthly basis. That's passive passive income, right? Because passive income is any income that the asset is making you money. So that's how credit cards can be an asset. I'm not talking about mileage cards, right? We're in a health pandemic. Many people are not traveling. Airlines are laying off, or people are losing jobs. So my recommendation right now is cash back rewards cards. My top two that I personally like is your Chase cashback and your Citi double cashback reward. Thank you so much, Delta. She said I need to acquire my services. My goal is to purchase homes. So summer 2021, particularly duplex. Yeah, you gotta love duplex in your multi-unit, your fourplex as well. So I can rent out. I'm 32 and credit cards hurt me. I'm in my early 20s. Thank you. And thank you for subscribing to the channel. Also, if another thing about credit cards on your topic, you said credit cards hurt you. Just know they have hurt some people that use them to maybe purchase things that were not asset, consumer shopping, vacation, consumer debt, random spending, et cetera, and the high interest that some people pay on them that have bad credit. So, however, credit cards is the debt that has very little recourse or repercussions, and more than one way to pay out for a third of what you charge. So you might be this type 2 person that says, hey, I messed up. I just came across your channel, Queen. I'm just hearing about how to use credit and credit cards to invest and not to get in debt, right? I'm subscribed to you. I want to revision what I think about credit. And so some option could be for you. Number one, maybe putting that bad debt into bankruptcy, right? To pay a third of what you, whatever the balance or the debt amount is. Number two, sometimes after 6 months of non-payment, it goes into charge-off status, and banks will sell that debt to debt collectors, right? And debt collectors have to follow legal guidelines of how they purchase your debt, which means they must have contractual signed agreement between them and the banks saying they have the authorized right to collect that debt from you. It has nothing to do with them producing your statements showing the purchases you made. It has everything to do with, however, can they produce that contractual agreement that they have with the bank saying that they have the legal right to collect with you, because you didn't do business with the debt collector, right? You did business with the banks. And that's what a lot of people don't know or don't understand about what debt validation really is. Or number three, right? Let's say they did sell your debt. Let's say the credit card decided to just write it off as bad debt. However, they send you something called a 1099-C in the mail, right? I don't know which one's my C, but 1099-C in the mail. But what that 1099-C means is that now you have to claim that loss to the company as your income, right? Which puts you in a higher tax bracket. And so that's when having a tax specialist, a tax strategy on your team. I think everyone in this financial world, you need a credit expert and a tax strategy on your team, right? For your duration, your credit, that 3-digit is not going anywhere. It's going to be with you, right? Until you leave this earth. It's not going anywhere. So you need to know how to use it resourcefully and to use it to cash flow you more money in. So those are 3 ways. And now that you may get yourself on track, you may use one of those 3 methods to eradicate your credit card debt, and you'll be a type 2 person who needs to start over, right? Because you will have a bankruptcy reporting. And if you want to invest and get business credit and get a duplex, for example, having a bankruptcy could, oh no, I won't say could, it will prevent you, right, from getting business credit. So this is where good credit strategy come into place. If the bankruptcy is reporting inaccurate, or incomplete, because you do know that bankruptcies uh, are reported or placed on credit reports and profiles, not through the bankruptcy court, right? And the Fair Credit Reporting Act, the laws that all of us have, states that anything reporting on our credit reports, right, consumers credit report, must come from the direct source. They must have firsthand knowledge, meaning that anything reported through a third company or organization or in a third manner way, not directly from the courthouse, right, could be reported inaccurate and incomplete, and it's a violation of the Fair Credit Reporting Act. Um, Thank you so much. So Delta Roots, if you want to look at your credit as it is now, or go to my website, www.fix, F-I-X, is strolling at the bottom, mycreditandcash.com. Hello, Dallas, Texas. Ricky, hello to you. On Facebook, thank you for tuning into my live stream and commenting and saying hello. So this is a type 4 person. I just broke this down to Delta Roots. You want to use credit. You want to use the bank's money. You want to leverage it. You want to use OPM, other people's money, so you can make more money and you can get assets, obtain assets, right? And you want to definitely do it at this time, because now the bank's money is cheap. It's dirt cheap, and it's cheap. That is, it will has been in years and decades. And so I stated earlier that there are billionaires that have increased. Let me see, can I find that article? Billionaires have increased their wealth. Let's check this out. During this pandemic, people. So if you are a thousandaire, or maybe just a six-figure income earner, high income earner, middle class, or you're just working middle class, right? You're not at six figures, but you're in the high 80 to 90,000. This should be a strategy and a goal for you. U.S. billionaires' wealth, listen, people, grew by $845 billion during the first 6 months. During the first 6 months, right? The wealth of U.S. richest billionaires rose from 2.9 trillion to 3.8 trillion between March 18th and September the 15th. A report by the Institute for Policy Studies of Americans for Tax Fairness says, listen at this, this marks a 29% increase in 6 months. What side of the equation are you going to be on? The prosperity or the poverty? The richest people in the United States have become $844 billion wealthier during the first 6 months of this pandemic. They include Elon Musk, Jeff Bezos, Warren Buffett, right? All registered. And then another thing about Warren Buffett, he got out of banks stocks into gold stocks. That's why I said gold is an asset. It's not a cash flowing asset. Silver is an asset. It's not a cash flowing asset, but they are assets, and they are going to increase in their value and their worth because it is constitutional money. And anytime currency or cash is printed out, gold and silver, the constitutional money, the real money, has to be used to reset the United States currency system, right? And we are definitely going to experience a currency reset, right? So all of these trillion talks of the stimulus is going to increase for many people in their taxes, which is another stealer of your wealth besides debt. Taxes is the top stealer of your wealth. And so that's why I tell people also your next asset or another top cash flowing asset that you need to have to increase your cash flow, people, and to stop losing money. To stop losing money. What do you mean by that, Queen? How am I losing money? right? My mentor gave this scenario. He said, if you tell Jay-Z, I have an opportunity for you to make $1 million more dollars than, then Jay-Z may not be interested in that, right? He felt like he's making money. I'm not, I'm fine, I'm good. But if you went to Jay-Z and told him, hey, I know that someone is stealing or something is stealing $1 million from you, that will catch his attention. Likewise, as the Bible would say, if I came to you and told you out of your paycheck, I know someone who is stealing 30 cents on the dollar out of your paycheck, legally now, legally, it's done legally. Would you be interested in keeping that 30 cents out of the dollar that you work for? Yes or no? So I give you all time to answer that question as I entertain this question. How does high interest rates affect FICO score? High interest rates on what? High interest rates does not affect your credit score, aka FICO score in a sense, but high interest rates do affect your cash flow, right? That's the second stealer of wealth. The first one is taxes, right? The second one is interest rates. You're paying the banks, and all right, John says hell to the yeah, and you're paying the IRS, the feds, right? The third stealer of wealth, besides bad debt, which is high interest rates and paying the banks, and number two, and taxes, number one, your third stealer of wealth is big businesses, right? Big businesses, because the next to biggest expense that comes out of your paycheck are these two, your 401k or your pensions and your insurances. So you have three factors coming out of your paycheck. Now it's reduced from 30 cents on the dollar to now you're bringing home approximately 50 to 60 cents on the dollar out of your paycheck. And people that's hustling backwards, you can never stop living to paycheck to paycheck, bringing home 50 to 60 cents on the dollar. What do you mean, Queen? Big business is coming out of my paycheck? Well, your 401k. And then once the economy gets in disarray, right? Now thousands of dollars out of your 401k is stolen, or your pension, right? Then you have your other big businesses, your health insurances, your disability insurances, whether it's short-term or long-term disability, protection against your paycheck in case you're injured in an accident, your accidental insurance, your cancer insurance, your other health. Yeah, I don't know why they don't. They don't put cancer as in the category of heart attack and stroke. They said those are other health conditions, and they just can't put that in one policy, right? They break it up, and these are all factors that's stealing your paycheck and stealing your money. So this is why you need a home-based business to shift that money back to you. This is called income shifting it away from big businesses, from bad debt, and paying high taxes. This is why President Trump legally is able to pay $750 a year in taxes. That's more than the middle class pay in 3 paychecks. You have some people that in 3 paychecks, they get $750 or more taken out of their at least 3 paychecks, right? You don't believe me? Go pull up your pay stub. Look how much of your taxes you've been taking out. Or for some people, they may get low taxes taken out, maybe $70 or $80 of combined state or federal, or just federal. However, usually people that get that low amount of taxes taken out also have a low income to mirror it, right? So you have to learn these financial strategies So you can keep more of the money you make and also use the home-based business as a means to not only legally get more money out of your paycheck, but also to position yourself to make passive or to earn passive income, right? So, what is passive income? Again, passive income is anytime an asset like credit cards, like a home based business, like real estate. In some cases, it could be cryptocurrency, right? Cryptocurrency investment can be a weekly or daily or monthly gains. Can be a loss, but it also can be a gains, right? So maybe trading taxes. I mean, not taxes, but stocks, right? However, you have some risk and some reward with those crypto and stocks as well because you can't control it. All of that is controlled by the government, even cryptocurrency, right? The stock market and cryptocurrency is controlled by the government, but your home based business, your real estate, right? Having a home based business with the LLC attached, let me put it that way as well. I prefer an LLC that's taxed as an S election. Just excuse my slurred speech. I still been having some a little tooth issues. I had a little tooth pain earlier in the week, so my speech is still a little slurred. However, and your home-based business, this is the link for the home-based business. Also, is a cash flowing asset, a way to get passive income and to legally get the loopholes of the rich. So you get your credit score up, you get your debt and interest that you're paying to banks down, you get the amount of money that you're spending to big businesses down, right? You get more income. Income is different than cash flow out of your paycheck. And you leverage the business, you leverage other people to get a passive income from the business as well, right? So we have people, for example, that's under the current tax provisions incorporated by President Trump. They're going to need these strategies come January because now 12% of their paycheck is going to be taken out to offset the taxes that they are receiving now, right? So no federal taxes for many are being deducted or taken out of their paychecks. However, beginning January 2021, they will begin to double the amount taken out to offset the 6% that's not taken out at this time, which will be 12% of total loss of their paycheck. So getting in this home-based business will help you keep also, or help you help federal employees and help you to help people who will be in this position, right? Even if it's not you, but when you help people that's in this position, then you earn passive income for helping them and providing a financial education to them. Delta Ross asks, what about third-party collection agency who bought my debt? You need to know the proper way to request for debt validation. If you know the proper way in a legalized terms or language to use, that debt can be discharged if those third-party debt collectors do not show the proper validation of that debt, that it was purchased correctly under the Fair Debt Collections Practices Act. So people, these are the 4 types of people who want to repair and restore their credit. We also discussed $300 unemployment ending in the many states that it will end in at the beginning of this video. So if you came in on the end, you want to go back to the beginning. And we also discussed how to use credit to invest and what cash flowing assets that you need at this time. Definitely real estate, definitely the home-based business. I put the link in the description, and definitely real estate, right? Those are the 3 cash flowing assets at this time that you can earn passive and residual income from, right? And we discussed some of the pros and cons of credit card debt, how to discharge those, and 3 approaches that you can take with it as well. I feel like I guess because I'm back teaching in classroom, you always have to go back at the end of the lesson and recap everything you did when you're teaching. So that was the conclusion and wrap up. I think I've answered all the questions. I thank you all for tuning in, and I'm signing out. You all have a great Saturday. Here's to your health and your wealth, your peace and your prosperity and your credit and cash flow. Queen of Credit out.